What is up, guys? Joe Thompson here with another video on phone flipping. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys a few things that you really need to check out before you're buying the phone, what to look for when you're there, what to look for before you get to the meeting place where you're meeting the seller. And so without further ado, let's get right on into it. The first thing that you should be looking for is asking them for the IMEI of the phone. Now, in my previous video, I talked about just asking them a few general questions before you meet up with them. You know, phone model, the carrier of the phone, and the condition and gigabyte. So 3 or 4 main questions, keep it short and sweet. But when you do meet up with these people, you are gonna have to ask them the IMEI of the phone. And this is pretty much like the phone's identification number. It'll give the history, where it's from, carrier, et cetera. And once you meet up with them, you want to plug the IMEI in. There's 3 choices up here, and I really recommend Check ESN and Swappa. Check ESN will tell you, if the phone is blacklisted, stolen, or lost. So obviously you're not going to buy it if it has those features. It will also tell you a little bit more information about the financing, right? It will tell you if the phone is financed. So if you know that it's an AT&T phone, Check ESN has a tab, you'll press it, and it will come up as AT&T Finance Check. It has all the major carriers. I think the last time I was on it, it did. And once you're in there, it will pretty much just tell you guys, is this phone still under financial contract? And that is really helpful, right? Because if the phone is still being financed, obviously it's worth a little bit less in value, a lot less value, should I say, depending on the phone model of, how much you're going to be able to sell it for. So really important is number 1, definitely check the IMEI of these phones. Check ESN is great. Swappa.com is great. And the last option we have is paid checkers. So if you want to know about these paid checkers, some will even tell you where it's bought, how long, the estimated purchase date, all the information, the exact carrier, so you don't have to be constantly sticking a SIM in and seeing if it works with that carrier, right? Because we all want to know what we're getting, who we're getting it from, etc. So if you want to know more about the paid checks, I have no problem. Just hit me up in the description, reach out to me, or join the Facebook group. So yeah, the paid checker is probably my personal favorite. It's a few cents per check. But trust me, guys, when you're doing volume, like I've been doing and other group members, it's extremely cost effective. It's a few cents a check. So always better to be safe than sorry, right? So after you have the IMEI, you're obviously going to want the model number. So look up the exact model. If you're not familiar with phones, then, kind of go into the settings, and it should be in about, I think, and then model number. So once you have the model number of the phone, you obviously just type it in, 7 Plus, 8 Plus, Pro Max, whatever. You have that, and then you can kind of get an estimate of what you're gonna offer. I like going into eBay sold listings to see what the phones have been selling for. So if you have a lead on an iPhone 8 Plus, I would go into eBay, I would go and check sold listings, and in the sold listings, it'll show you the recent 8 Pluses that have sold. So if an 8 Plus is sold for $300 profit, 10 minutes ago it sold, then you'd probably want to offer the guy, $200, $150. Always start off lowballing people, guys. That's not to be a dick. It's just, it's a negotiation tactic. You always want to get the best price you possibly can for these phones. You're paying cash. So find out the model number. Then this is kind of general. Check the condition of the phone, the camera, the sound, the Touch ID, and this is very simple to check. You'll be able to, as soon as you start doing this, check it as soon as like a minute or 2, 30 seconds. So very easy. The condition of the phone, the camera, the sound, the touch, any cracks or crevices. And then you want to really look out for the iCloud. So before you purchase the phone, always go into settings, scroll all the way up, and it'll tell you if there is an iCloud on it. Now, I have not made the mistake personally, but I know people in the business who have, and they bought the phone with iCloud on it, and they haven't been able to figure out the password. So guys, please, when you're buying these phones, ask the person beforehand, say, hey, can you sign out of iCloud? Is it iCloud unlocked? and they should be able to give you a yes or no answer. But like I said, when you're there, always make sure iCloud is signed out of the device. Once the iCloud is signed out of the device and everything else is good to go, you got check, 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 check. All you need to do now, and everything looks good, you did your due diligence, is sign the bill of sale. So guys, if you need help creating a bill of sale, I will put some in the description, or you guys can reach out directly or even join the Facebook group. There are a bunch of free examples in there on the bill of sale. And the bill of sale, guys, for those of you who don't know, is pretty much just a bill. It's just saying, hey, at this time and date, I purchased this iPhone from you. You would write down the serial number, you would write down the buyer's name, and in some instances, you can write down their license as well. And it's pretty much just gonna protect you in case it's reported, et cetera, et cetera. Just a lot of different things like that. So I highly, highly recommend you guys do a bill of sale. Some people will tell you different. I personally always use one. And guys, that's pretty much it. You guys really, this is pretty much it. It's just basic stuff. You have your checklist. Once again, I'm sorry that it is a little bit blurry. The marker was going out, but yeah, guys, I really hope you understood everything in this video. And remember, guys, meet up in a safe area and always do your due diligence on the phone, on the buyer. If something doesn't feel right, it's most likely not right. So guys, just be careful, you never know these days. So that's it, guys. This was a video on how to get the checklist for buying phones. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys are all killing it. Have a great week.